Last topic for the NFL segment, we have the predictions, your predictions for NFL division winners. And we can start, I got you on the divisions. We can start with the AFC East. Who you got?
I don't know.
A good answer.
I have no idea. I'm torn between 3 teams. So I'm torn between Buffalo. Mm-hmm. I'm torn between the Dolphins and the Jets.
You on the Jets hype train now?
They're lower on the totem pole, but I have respect for Aaron Rodgers' game with the pieces that he has.
Oh yeah.
So he has a lot on offense and defense that have worked in his favor. Don't get me wrong, Jair Alexander is phenomenal, but he's a little short on the short end. Sauce Gardner is not.
That's right.
And I mean, a little bit younger.
Yeah.
You know, and he just talked the talk.
You know what? And I've heard too. These are rumors, and I'm big on like the rumor stuff because they could potentially turn into something real, and they have before. But Devontae Adams
thinking about muscling his way out of
is thinking about finessing his way out of Vegas and then going to play with Aaron Rodgers again.
I'm in Vegas.
Man, same thing.
It's weird. It's weird.
Same thing. Anyway.
I mean, which is fair.
If they get, I say that to say, if they get Devontae Adams, that makes the Jets a lock in the AFC East.
All right. So for me, where my head was going initially, I was going Dolphins.
Okay.
Right. I feel as though that is hinging on is Tua healthy? And how is he going to perform
right
after concussions? Then
does he know his name?
Does he know he's left-handed?
Oh my God!
You know what I mean? So it's that's one thing. With the Bills, that relationship between Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
Right.
That's your number one guy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really, when you look at it, that relationship, the only reason they've been in the positions that they've been in has been because of that relationship. And how it ended off last year, that stuff rolls in, like rolls over. You know what I'm saying? It's like them rollover minutes when we were younger. You know?
That's for you kids out there.
You know.
We know nothing about it.
But looking at that stuff matters. So you have Aaron Rodgers with a clean slate, and then you have all these issues. I don't think the Patriots are going to be a factor.
Of course not. No. If they got D-Hop, you probably would have been able to talk about them, but they weren't even aggressive in that fashion, so they won't win. They won't win 5 games. But anyway, so my AFC East pick is the Bills, just because, and only because, I don't believe in the Jets hype right now. I think they win 8 games. I think the Bills end up winning somewhere near 11 games.
That's fair.
And taking the division easily, but I don't think they go further than that. I think they get bounced in maybe not the wild card, but the division round.
That's fair. I definitely got to see that.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
So next is AFC West.
We're going West. We just had this conversation.
Just lock them up. They're a dynasty, right?
It's KC.
Just crown them. Just crown them.
It's KC.
You know, what more can we say?
So for me, I think it's just the skill gap at quarterback is so significant. So, like, if there's no injuries or anything of that nature,
right,
the skill gap and coaching gap is so large between the Chiefs and the rest of the division. That's the deciding factor. They can have close games and they just win by a margin, but it's a coaching thing. It's never anything else. It's coaching and
there's not more of an elite coach. And I'm saying this with all due respect to the GOAT, Sean Payton, but I think Andy Reid is the most elite coach in that division right now.
Oh, the most dynamic coach by far. He lets his guys do what he's an offensive genius. He trusts his guys to do whatever they need to do. And that's important.
So we locked down on the Chiefs for the AFC West.
For sure.
That's it. That was easy. Yeah. AFC North is one that's hard.
All right, I need Joe Burrow status.
So right now they're saying it's a calf strain, and the head coach, what's his name, Zach Taylor, said he'll be out. He'll miss like 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know
regular
if that's
season or preseason.
And that's what I gotta get more clarification on. But let's just say it's 3 to 4 weeks. He might be out for week 1. Okay. I think they play the Browns week 1. So
no, I'm just playing.
No, but I don't even know who their backup quarterback is. So it's like, maybe they lose that game, but that's crucial for the division.
Jamar Chase up there somewhere.
So, I say that to say, but even though without the Joe Burrow injury, I think the Ravens got a shot.
I agree.
Because they got the tools, they got the weapons, they got this kid Zay Flowers that's going crazy in training camp right now, and they got Odell Beckham.
Solid. Off of injury, but solid.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he gets, 70 catches. He's still gonna have 1,000 yards. So
probably have 1,000, maybe
right at 1,000. I don't think he goes over I don't think he can do 1,100, 1,200, but
nah,
he'll do 1,000.
I see probably anywhere between 8 and 1,000.
Mm-hmm. He'll do 1,000. Yeah, they still got they got Rashad Bateman there. He was pretty good last year, so they got some weapons that could be pretty scary. The Joe Burrow situation is sounding like it won't be all season, which is great.
Yeah.
So they'll definitely battle it out, but I got the Bengals still, even with the Joe Burrow issue.
I'm torn between the Bengals, Ravens, and a very minor sliver for the Steelers.
Okay, I like that. I actually like that.
It's very minor.
I like
but
that.
I'm leaving that window because they finished off strong.
They did.
And I think year 2 Kenny is going to be solid.
He played solid all year.
Yeah, he played.
He played solid all. To me, the regular rookie mistakes that you're gonna make, you expect him to make them, but he fixed them real quick. It wasn't like it was just, I'm this bad all year, and then I'm just keep doing this until I bounce back next year, like most people do.
So I was thinking he was probably gonna be, mid. I thought he was gonna be mid-level exception, but I mean.
That's wild.
But I mean, he anytime I see a quarterback with 2 gloves, it gives me Phillip Rivers vibe. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you was gonna say Teddy B.
Teddy
Shout out to our guy.
Mid too, but I mean, hey, that's my dog. You feel me?
He was super mid, super in a good way mid. But he went 5-0 with us. But
so if you go mid, he was on top of the
mid.
He's a mid sandwich. If a mid sandwich, he was the cheese resting on the burger. You feel me? But
love it.
But I mean, yeah. So that's me. I think the chemistry prevails. The Bengals. It depends on the extent of Joe Burrow's injury. I have it 51% Bengals, 49%. I'll say 40. Let me go 48% Ravens and give me 1% Steelers.
And the last thing I'm saying about it, but I just think the Ravens at the end of the year, Lamar Jackson might go down, but even then, Snoop Huntley ain't that bad as a backup.
No.
So
what I'm curious about is not saying Lamar is a running back or anything like that. Those allegations or whatever most people give. Nice. But my thing is, how is he going to develop with weapons?
As a passer,
now?
yeah.
He didn't have that last year. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mark Andrews.
Yeah, that's it. But now you still have him. Mm-hmm. Then you have Odell. You have weapons now.
And he got running backs too.
You have all that. Yeah. And then he still has legs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you balance? I know that song is John? I forgot. Hold on. Jim Harbaugh?
Yeah. Jim. Is it John or Jim?
I don't know, man. They look alike. So
I forgot.
I forgot which one is which. I think it's John.
I think it's John.
John, because Jim, I think, is in Michigan. But whatever. But that's on Harbaugh's job to balance all that.
True.
But the quarterback is the in-game coach.
True.
So when you think of those things, I think that he's developed as a leader. I do think he's the guy. You don't want anybody else there. He got his money and his mindset is right. But now you have everything you need to be successful. Can you do it? So that's the question.
True shit.
All right.
So we kind of the same thing on that one.
For sure.
We are the same thing on that one. Last thing in the AFC South.
Okay. Interesting. I'm going Jags. I think it's a
yeah.
I don't think it's a question.
I had something else on that, but then I just thought about it. Like, I thought about the Titans for a minute.
Be bold. Take the Titans.
I'm not taking the Titans.
Take the Titans. Be bold.
I'm not taking the Titans simply because I don't believe in Ryan Tannehill, even though he's got D-Hop.
On Malik, huh?
I don't believe in Malik. Did you see how he played last year? Like, dude, what?
I seen it.
But they got the rookie, Will Levis,
Levi.
whatever. But they got him. They could probably try him out, and when they start,
might as well
losing or whatever. But I mean, you look.
Try it.
The Jaguars got the better coach. No, they don't. You could argue Vrabel is up there with Doug Peterson.
You could
defensively,
but I mean, who got a ring?
That was with all right with Nick Foles. And
come on,
that was a fluke. But anyway,
no, who won though?
Whatever. But yeah, I mean,
be invalid as hell.
Right. I would definitely take the Jaguars. I feel comfortable with doing that. I thought about having the Titans maybe sneak in there. What I will say about that division, though, I think the Texans will be better. I think they'll go from 1-2 games or whatever they won last year to about 6. And I think the Colts
13-1.
Okay.
I mean, the only team that was over 500 was the Jags.
Right.
So when you look at it, there's room for improvement, and the division is really wide open.
Yeah.
But I think that toward the back half of the year, Trevor Lawrence sort of arrived.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's the better coach.
It's the better coach. Yeah. I mean, he had Urban Meyer.
Matters.
Right. You think he up here playing?
Well, you see how college coaches do it. I mean, the
14.
only college coach that really came and done something was Pete Carroll that I know of.
I mean,
but that's because he had weapons.
I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I mean, if Jim came back from Michigan, I think he'd still be fine. But he was a great NFL.
Depending on who he coached.
I mean, I feel like you can still you can give him the Texans, because I feel like once you get a coach of that magnitude, then you start to, all right, now let's give him the keys and see what his vision is. You actually relinquish that power. But when these owners and these executives have these teams and they just assign a coach and still have their hands and everything.
That's true.
You gotta relinquish the power. Like Andy Reid has full control. He can do whatever he wants. Man could have Patrick Mahomes line up with no line, everybody off to the right. And he hiking the ball to himself, and that play will work, and no one would bat an eye.
Flawlessly too.
I'm just saying, it's just centering Mahomes. He gets shotgun.
I love it.
Come on now, but.
So we can both agree on the Jags
for sure
for the AFC. So that wraps up the AFC.